For more than half a century, the voice of Sam Elliott has drifted through American cinema like a steady wind across an open plain. Deep, patient, unmistakable. The moment you hear it, something slows down inside you. His presence has turned ordinary cowboys into legends and transformed simple dialogue into something close to poetry. Yet the story of that voice is not a quick rise to fame. For decades, Hollywood almost chose him. Directors recognized the face, but rarely offered the defining role. He wasn't the polished golden newcomer studios preferred. Instead, he was built slowly, like canyon walls carved by time and pressure. Behind the iconic mustache and the quiet drawl lived a man shaped by persistence, disappointment, and an unshakable refusal to disappear. Long before audiences finally stopped to truly notice him, Elliott was already doing the harder work, becoming the person who could carry that attention without losing himself in it. A childhood shaped by silence, Sam Elliott was born on August 9, 1944 in Sacramento. Far from the rugged landscapes audiences would one day associate with him. His father, Henry Nelson Elliott, worked for the California Department of Fish and Game, a practical man shaped by post-war ideas of responsibility and discipline. His mother, Glenn Mamie Sparks, brought warmth and steadiness to the household. On the surface, it was an ordinary upbringing, but in many homes, the most powerful forces are the things left unsaid. Elliott's father believed in structure and reliability, not emotional expression. Approval came rarely. For a young boy searching for direction, that quiet distance left a lasting mark. Elliott has rarely spoken about it directly, but the emotional gap between father and son shaped him deeply. The need to prove something to himself more than anyone would quietly guide his choices for decades. Searching for identity in the Pacific Northwest, when Sam was 13, the family moved north to Portland. The relocation placed him in a new environment, just as adolescence began to reshape his world. Portland in the late 1950s was quieter and more reserved than California, and Elliott often felt like he existed slightly outside the center of things. He grew tall and lanky, awkward in the way teenagers often are before they grow into themselves. School brought no special recognition, no clear path forward. Instead, he found peace in the surrounding wilderness, the forests, trails, and open hills of Oregon. Out there, away from expectations, he felt a calm he couldn't find anywhere else. Nature didn't ask him to be impressive or successful. It simply allowed him to exist. In those quiet spaces, something began forming inside him, a steady sense of identity that didn't rely on applause. The dream that sparked conflict. During his time at the University of Oregon, Elliott discovered the idea that would eventually define his life: acting. It wasn't just a casual interest. Watching classic westerns as a boy had stirred something in him, and now the possibility of performing began to feel real. To Elliott, acting wasn't an escape from life, but a way of exploring it honestly. His father, however, saw it differently. To Henry Elliott, acting seemed uncertain and impractical compared to stable careers. Their disagreement wasn't loud or dramatic. Instead, it was a quiet disapproval that hung in the air. Eventually, Sam transferred to Clark College and took practical jobs, including land surveying. Yet the pull toward acting never faded. Some ambitions are less like decisions and more like discoveries, things you realize were always part of you. Arriving in Hollywood without a map, by the mid-1960s, Elliott made the choice that would change everything. He moved to Los Angeles. He arrived without industry connections or a clear path forward. Hollywood at the time was a difficult place for newcomers, especially for someone who didn't match the industry's preferred image of a leading man. Elliott's presence was different. Too quiet for comedy, too intense for lighter roles, too authentic for many casting expectations. To survive, he took whatever work he could find. Small television appearances, commercials, and background roles paid the bills. A commercial for Chevron gave him one of his earliest moments on screen, though few noticed. Like many actors in their early years, Elliott also worked ordinary jobs, waiting tables, parking cars, while chasing auditions that often led nowhere. It wasn't glamorous, it was persistence. Years of almost success. Throughout the 1970s, Elliott built a career that existed mostly in the background of television. He appeared in shows like Gunsmoke, Mission Impossible, and Lancer. Week after week, he delivered reliable performances, then disappeared before audiences could fully register his name. The challenge wasn't a lack of work, it was a lack of recognition. Hollywood didn't know where to place him. His authenticity didn't match the changing styles of leading men in the era. Still, he remained patient. In 1976, he received his first leading role in the film Lifeguard, playing a man reflecting on life's uncertain direction. Though the film wasn't a major success, it proved Elliott could carry a story. People within the industry began to notice that the quiet actor in small roles possessed something more substantial. A love story away from the spotlight. While his career slowly gained momentum, something even more important entered Elliott's life. On the set of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, he briefly crossed paths with actress Katharine Ross, who was already famous for her role in The Graduate. Years later, they reunited while filming The Legacy. This time, the connection deepened. Their relationship grew slowly, without the spectacle often surrounding celebrity couples. They married in 1984 and built a life together largely outside the chaos of Hollywood publicity. That same year, their daughter, Cleo Rose Elliott, was born. For Elliott, the years of uncertainty suddenly felt purposeful. The patience that had sustained him through career struggles also shaped the quiet strength of his family life. Finally becoming a recognizable presence. By the late 1980s, Elliott's presence on screen began to feel unavoidable. In 1989, he appeared in Roadhouse as Wade Garrett, a seasoned mentor whose calm authority stole every scene he entered. Audiences finally started asking the question casting directors had overlooked for years: who is that actor? A few years later, he played Virgil Earp in Tombstone alongside Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. Elliott didn't dominate the screen, but he anchored the story with quiet authenticity. His characters felt lived in, believable, grounded. After decades of near misses, Hollywood finally realized that the quality it once struggled to categorize was actually his greatest strength. Recognition that arrived late, but strong. One of Elliott's most celebrated performances came much later in life. In A Star is Born, directed by Bradley Cooper and starring Lady Gaga, Elliott played Bobby Maine, the older brother of a troubled musician. The role demanded emotional restraint and subtlety, qualities Elliott had mastered over decades. His performance earned major award nominations and introduced him to a new generation of viewers. Critics praised the quiet heartbreak he brought to the character. For many longtime fans, the recognition felt overdue. After 50 years of steady work, the industry was finally acknowledging what had always been clear. Sam Elliott possessed one of the most authentic screen presences in modern film. A career that continues with purpose. Even in his later years, Elliott continues to work with the same seriousness that defined his early career. His role as Shea Brennan in the series 1883 showed audiences that his ability to carry emotional weight had only deepened with time. Off-screen, he lives quietly with Katharine Ross in Malibu, far from Hollywood's constant noise. Their decades-long marriage stands as a rare example of stability in an industry known for rapid change. Elliott has never tried to reinvent himself to match trends. Instead, he remained consistent, patient, thoughtful, and grounded. That steady authenticity is why audiences still trust him on screen. In a world full of carefully crafted public images, Sam Elliott remains something simpler and far more powerful. A man who stayed true to himself long enough for the world to finally notice.